Hello, welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host, Khaleel Ward. Thank you for listening. This is the Beauty and the Beast review podcast. I seen the movie earlier tonight. It was around 6 o'clock showing. I had a special guest that showed up to the movie. Again, I went IMAX. It was 2D. It was the first showing of the movie. That's what we were told anyway. The guy came out and said that it was the first showing, so it was the 6 o'clock showing. Most movies usually come on at 7. And after he told us that, he brought out Josh Gad. And Josh Gad plays LaFleur in the movie. And you know him as the voice of Olaf in Frozen. So he came out. He thanked everybody for coming out. And, he said he was proud of the work that they did and all that stuff. So it was cool seeing him, at the show. But into the movie, of course, everybody knows this story, Beauty and the Beast. So I don't really have to go into the story details, but I will say that to me, I don't have a problem with Disney doing live action movies. And this movie was wonderful. It was enchanting, beautiful, magical. It was just like you remember it as a child. The colors, the music, live action done right. The items, when the people get turned into, the different items, they fit in, even though it's live action. So you have Belle, but then she's talking to a clock. It didn't seem weird. Everything fit in. I had an issue in the trailers with the way the Beast looked. I don't know why. It just looked weird to me. But in the movie, I don't know if it was the IMAX screen, but in the movie, he looks perfectly fine. He's played by Dan Stevens. He's currently on that TV show Legion. But, the facial expressions that he makes and everything, it just looks really well. Is well done. And I had a really good time. The crowd was good. It was, a mixture of parents, with their children. The children were excited. The movie took a little while to start. You could hear kids yelling, "Start the movie!" And there was just adults there to re-experience this movie from their childhood. So I have faith going forward with all the Disney live action films. They're currently going to make Mulan, Aladdin. They're supposed to do a Lion King as well. So I'm looking forward to those. But, since you know the story, I'm going to go into the performances. So you had Emma Watson, from the Harry Potter movie. She played Belle. I thought she did a wonderful job. She's very pretty. She sang very well. She didn't overact. And going forward, she won't be known as the Harry Potter girl anymore. She really did a great job in this movie. And I really enjoyed her as Belle. Again, Dan Stevens as the Beast. You see him briefly, as a human, but he's mostly the Beast, and I liked it. He had charm. He was ferocious, but also vulnerable. He was funny. They had him do some jokes and make some weird faces, and he interacted very well with Belle and his staff that got turned into all the different items around the castle. To me, Luke Evans and Josh Gad, they were the best. Like when they were on screen playing off each other as Gaston and LaFleur, it was gold. It was like comedy gold, and they looked like they were having so much fun, and everything was hitting. The songs that they sang together, just their banter back and forth. Gaston obsessed with Belle and LaFleur just coming in with the jokes. It was just spot on. I really think those two stole the show, especially Luke Evans as Gaston. He was really great. He was a great villain. I think people were gonna like his performance probably the most as far as the real actors in the movie. The voice acting was great. Lemire, the candlestick, he steals the show for me anyway. he's played by Ewan McGregor. You know him from the Star Wars prequels and everything. His voice acting was great. He was singing, he was dancing, he was making jokes. It was just entertaining. You hear a lot of laughter in the crowd just by his one-liners. And Cogsworth, who's played by Ian McKellen, who you know him from the original X-Men movies as Magneto, and of course Gandalf. And their banter was just as good as Luke Evans and Josh Gad. I wish they was on screen more. It was fun just watching them go back and forth. Again, the story is the same. They add different kinds of music. The music is beautiful. It's wonderful. It's they sing the original songs, and for us, they play like a music video before the movie started, so that gets you into the mood, and gets you into the atmosphere and everything. But when watching the movie, it makes you smile, because it's a fun movie. It's fun watching the Beast and Belle interact, and it's fun watching him come out of his shell and watch her find somebody that she's compatible with, because Gaston is overly aggressive and thinks he's just beautiful and everything. So it's fun watching Belle interact with somebody on the intellectual side, and watch their chemistry grow. The movie was well done. I didn't have a problem with it. I don't really have anything bad to say about the movie, because it's such a classic story, and I think they did it justice in this live action. It's just a fun movie to watch with friends, with family, with your kids. The music is great. The characters are great. It's funny, and it'll just bring you back to your childhood. So, again, I don't give ratings, but I would say go watch this movie. It doesn't necessarily have to be in IMAX, even though it looks beautiful. Like, just the colors and the costumes that they have on, it just looks amazing in IMAX. Go out, see the movie, support movies. Beauty and the Beast, I recommend it to anybody who wants to go check it out. I don't care what age you are, if you have kids or not. I recommend checking it out, this movie. So next week, I will probably watch The Belkin Experiment and Power Rangers. And I want to check out Life, the movie in space. So I might have reviews on those movies. I don't know yet. I'll test the waters on Facebook and Twitter and ask around, see if people want to hear reviews about those movies. Or maybe I'll just do 3 movie reviews in one podcast instead of 3 individual ones. Thank you for listening. Check out my work, KhalilWard.com. Oh, I'm on iTunes. Again, had to redo some things to get back on iTunes. So if you go on iTunes and just search Just My Thoughts Podcast or Khalil Ward, you'll find me there. I'm on Google Play Music. You can search Just My Thoughts Podcast. I'm up there. So check out my stuff, support, leave comments on the site, leave me a review on iTunes or something like that. I really appreciate the people who actually listen to this, and I'll talk to you later. Deuces.